In the busy streets of Abuja, where hawkers shouted and cars honked, lived a young man named John. His mother, Mama John, sold roasted fish at the local market. His father, Papa John, was a security guard at a big company. John was their only child, and they loved him dearly. Mama John spoiled him, while Papa John worked hard to give him a good life. John was supposed to help his mother in the market, but he hated hard work. Instead, he lived the excitement of gambling. Every day, he sneaked away to Spotii Bet shop, where men crowded around screen watching football matches and shouting at betting slip. Mama John knew about John's bad habits, but she always protected him. Papa John will beat you if he finds out, she would whisper, slipping him 15 naira. Just be careful, my son. At first, John bet small amounts, 50 naira here, 100 naira there. But soon, he wanted more. He started taking money from his mother's fish sales. He lied to his father about needing money for books. One evening, John won big, 50,000 naira. His hands trembled as he collected the cash. Mama, look, bursting into their small apartment. I told you, betting would help us. Mama John's eyes lit up. Instead of scolding him, she kissed his forehead. My sharp boy, see how God is blessing you. But John didn't stop. The wind made him greedy. Soon, he was at Spotii Bet shop every evening, ignoring his father's warning. Then the loss began. John's money vanished. His debt piled up, but he couldn't stop. One more bet, he said to himself every day, staring at the betting computer. If I win just one more bet, I will recover everything, he always said to himself. But deep down, he knew that the betting habit had swallowed him. He has been losing for months, every bet, every game. His money kept disappearing like smoke. Mama John would sign and give him small amounts, saying, one day, your luck will change. Then, one afternoon, it happened. John placed his 200 naira on a football match. His hands were sweaty, his heart pounded. If I lose this, I'm finished, he said to himself. The game ended 2-1. John's team won. That day, John won 150,000 naira. John screamed so loud, the whole betting shop jumped. He grabbed his money, ran home, and burst through the door. Mama, look! He threw the cash on the table. Mama John clapped her hands and danced. Ah, my son is a miracle worker. God has answered our prayers. She kissed his forehead. Now we can buy new fridge, new clothes, maybe even a washing machine. Papa John did not dance. He stood in the doorway, his security guard uniform still on, his face serious. John, he said in a low voice, this money is dangerous. John frowned. Dangerous? Papa, this is a blessing. But Papa John shook his head. Money that comes without work is like a sweet poison. It tastes nice, but kills slowly. Today you win, but what about tomorrow? Mama John waved her hand. Ah, leave the boy. He is smart. He will win again. But deep down, John felt a small fear. His father's words stuck in his mind like a thorn. That night, as he lay in his bed, he stared at the ceiling. Should I stop? He wondered. But then he remembered the excitement, the cheers, the way his heart raced when he won. Just one more time, he whispered. And with that thought, the trap tightened its grip. John could not sleep. His father's word played in his mind like a broken radio. Money without work is poison. But the 150,000 naira felt heavy in his pocket. The next morning, instead of going to work, John went back to Spotii Bet shop. This time, I will even win bigger, he told himself. He placed 100,000 naira on a football match. Then, his hand shook as he watched the game. At first, his team was winning. John smiled and told himself, I am a genius. But then, in the last minute, disaster. The other team scored. John's money was gone. Just like that. His stomach twisted. Sweat dripped down his forehead. No! But John did not go home. He took his last 50,000 naira and bet it all on a basketball game. I must win it back, he whispered. He lost again. Now John had nothing. No money, no hope, only shame. That night, he walked home slowly, his head hanging low. When he opened the door, Papa John was waiting. Where is the money? Papa John asked, with his voice calm but sharp. John could not speak. Tears filled his eyes. Mama John rushed to him. What happened? Did someone steal from you? John shook his head. I lost it all. The house became silent. Then Papa John stood up. You see now, gambling is not luck. It is a trap, and you fell into it. John felt his heart break. For the first time, he saw the pain in his parents' eyes. That night, as he laid in bed, John made a promise to himself, I will never gamble again. But the next morning, as he passed Spotii Bet shop, his feet slowed, his heart raced. Maybe just one more small bet. The trap was not done with him yet. He resisted the feeling and went home that day. Mama John has been sick for weeks. Her breath heavy, her body weak. The doctor said she needs medicine now or she won't survive. Papa John had worked extra shifts as a security guard to save 50,000 naira for the medicine. He kept the medicine in a small metal box under their bed. This will save your mother, he told John. But John's mind was somewhere else. That night, as his parents slept, John crept into the room. His hands shook as he opened the box. I'll just take 20,000 naira, he whispered to himself. I will win big at the Spotii Bet shop and return the rest, and even have extra money to treat Mama. But once he started, he couldn't stop. He lost the whole 20,000 naira, then went back home and took the rest of the money. This time, I will win it all back, plus more. But he lost everything. The next morning, Mama John's fever spiked. Papa John ran to get the money, but found only an empty box. John! Papa's scream shook the house. Where is your mother's medicine money? John's whole body trembled. He couldn't speak. Papa John collapsed to his knees. You've killed her. 3 days later, Mama John closed her eyes forever. At her burial, John cried until no more tears came out. Neighbors whispered, that boy's gambling killed his mother. As they lowered her into the ground, John promised, I will never bet again. After Mama John's burial, John felt like his heart had turned into stone. He made a promise, no more betting. Papa John helped him get a job as a primary school teacher. Every morning, John taught little children how to read and write. Their smile made him happy, but the craving never left. On the day he got his first salary, 30,000 naira, his heart was beating. His feet automatically carried him towards the Spotii Bet shop. The noise, the laughter, it called to him like an old friend. Just one more small bet, he whispered. But then he remembered Mama John's pale face in her coffin. He remembered Papa John's tears. No, he shouted aloud, making a market woman stare at him. He turned around and ran all the way home. That night, he gave all his salary to Papa John. Keep it for me, Papa. Don't let me touch it. Papa John nodded and hid the money. But the next month, when John got paid again, the craving came back, but this time stronger. He actually walked into the betting shop. His friends cheered, John is back, place your bets, guy. He looked at himself and suddenly he left the shop again. Every month was a battle, but John fought it one day at a time. The monster of betting still whispered to him, but John was learning to whisper back no. For months, John fought his craving. He taught his students, gave his salary to Papa John, and tried to forget Spotii Bet. But one rainy afternoon, everything changed. John met his old betting friend, Toby. John, there's a big game tonight. I get sure odd. It will enter. You can win it all back. That night, John stole Papa John's savings, the money for rent. Just this once, I will stop betting forever, and I will return the money double. But that evening, he lost everything. The next morning, the landlord came shouting, where's my rent? Papa John was confused, searching for the money. When he realized it was gone, his face turned to stone. John, his voice was quiet, but his eyes burned with pain. What have you done? But John could not answer. Shame crushed him like a heavy rock. That night, as Papa John sat in the sitting room with his hands on his head, John did the only thing he could think of. Run away. With just a small bag and the last 500 naira in his pocket, John slipped out into the dark street of Abuja. He did not look back. Rain poured down as he walked, his tears mixed with water. I have destroyed everything, he thought. John had gambled away his whole life.